Well, it's time to hunt some royal boars. Well, I guess technically they're just armored boars, but let's face it, I'd rather call them royal boars. That way I can, shoehorn in a reference to, men in tights. Yeah. Struggling to grasp that word there for a moment. It's like, it's on the tip of my tongue. Like, where'd this come from? What movie? Like, oh yeah. Men in tights. And those are some tight tights, man. But, I guess we should focus on just killing these boars for now. Unfortunately, this case probably gonna have quite a few enemies inside of it. I really would like to avoid fighting them if I can help it, because, let's face it, killing these guys will not help me that much. Though, I'm having the worst luck getting through without having to get into any battles. So I guess we're just gonna have to screw it. We're gonna have to beat up the crap out of all these giant rats/mice that show up in bugs. Though the giant mouses make me think about the fact I spent the morning heading out to Petco and picked up 8 new mice. Unfortunately, most of them are white, so I probably ain't gonna be giving them names. Yeah, out of the 8 I bought, 7 of them are all the same color, and they're all basically the same size, and they all look effectively identical, so they don't get names. Unless they, like, all rhyme. And coming out with 7 names that rhyme for some female mice would probably be difficult. The only one that's actually different is the runt of the litter, apparently, or the youngest mouse in the group. And there's a small black little runt that's like half their size. So she gets the name Shrimp just because, she's so small. Maybe I'll give her a better name later on, but for now, yep, she's the Shrimp. Not exactly a very endearing name, but, it's like that's why I think of when I see her, like, yep, you're the Shrimp of the group. Darn, like, these enemies are pursuing me. Oh, well. And no, I didn't buy any, healing, items yet. I really need to do that at some point. I got enough money together to buy Jian basically a whole new set of equipment. The annoying part is I'm gonna have to do that again, eventually anyway. Like, you have to constantly re-equip Jian here. This for Jian, sorry. Jian Starwin. I'm thinking of a different series altogether. But yeah, with Lucia, I'm just like, we'll just buy her some new body armor and just call it good. I suppose some would call that cheap. I'm just like, there's no point in buying her a new umbrella, because, again, her damage output just isn't enough to warrant it. Like if she hit harder, I might be like, well, it might be worth our time to, invest in that. But the only way to get a decent amount of damage out of her is to sacrifice MP with your hits. And that's a terrible trade-off, because I need her to be able to cast spells, if I get in a pinch situation. So, that's a terrible umbrella to have with, without MP recovery items. I mean, if we did have those, I'd probably be a bit more willing to look the other way. Like, yeah, giving up 5 MP to smack something really hard, that's alright, as long as I can, efficiently restore, large amounts of MP for cheap. But since the game doesn't give me that option, I'm like, you know what? We're gonna be stingy. We're hoarding that MP for later when we truly need it. Of course, the biggest challenge here is gonna be finding the freaking boar, because they're like only. Oh, there it is. Damn. Oh man, so this must be an armored boar. I think so. Careful, Gene. I think he's upset with us. You be careful too, Lucian. Now come on, let's finish this. Well, of course it is. After all, we gotta get a card for this guy. Okay, we'll just kick you. And we'll have her throw around gosh darn it, where's that? There it is, grand weapon. After all, raising our stats would really help here. Oh damn, she may not actually do anything. And she didn't. Shoot. Well, Lucia might get dropped rather quickly, but we're not gonna get any freaking experience from this fight anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. But she is a convenient, target for attacks, so we're gonna leave her in there. Come on. Just let me get off grand weapon. Please. Thank you. mean, it's not gonna really improve Lucia any, but I'll go with it. Come on. Yep, 10 damage. I wasn't expecting a lot there. I guess we can just keep whacking away for now. How on earth did you miss that last one? Ow. Let's see. We'll just heal her back up. Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter anymore. We got counter type 1. Sweet. Metal drop's not so useful. Well, beating the Armored Boar. Yeah, I just need to report back, alright. But first things first, I want to change out Jian's equipment. I want to put on this counter type 1. I mean, the whole difference between a counter type 1 and the counter type prototype is the likelihood of you doing counter attacks. Admittedly, that's not necessarily the best strategy, but I'd like to, you know, have access to counter attacks because they are useful when they do go off. Even if they're not a super reliable tactic, you know, they're good enough. And it looks like we're going to have to deal with some enemies regardless. Well, maybe they can push me up to level 15. I admit, level grinding gets a lot easier after we start taking out some of the dragons, because then we can throw around, you know, very expensive group spells, just slaughter entire enemy groups for like 10 MP or something. Like, Jian's skills are worth abusing for experience grinding. At the moment, you know, it's just not that worthwhile. We'll just have to, you know, engage and see what happens. But come on, you know, couldn't you trigger my freaking counter move? Like, let me counter! Let me counter! The game's like, no, little man, you get no counters. You want counters, go play Yu-Gi-Oh! But most counter cards suck! Like, there are very few cards for generating, you know, good tokens and stuff like that. Like, just no. And giving your opponent tokens nowadays is probably a terrible idea because they'll just use it for, like, XYZs or synchros or something else, you know. Like, they'll find a use for them somehow. The old days of a Jian trio being a useful card are kinda over. At least useful to the player using it. Oh, come on, just smack the little birdie out of existence. I'm like, nope. And no counterattack. Man, I can't get any counteraction right now. I don't like that. Come on, just let me slaughter them. Well, that sucked. After all, like, it doesn't matter if she crits, she still can't kill it. Just be banished, you know? Ugh. You're disappointing me, counter type 1. Like, I've wanted at least one counter that fight. I mean, it was long enough, right? Game's like, nope. You don't get anything. Because we say so. Just like, damn it. Just gonna have to accept it as is, I suppose. Oh, there is a chest in here to grab. Yeah, I don't want that. Oops. Let's see. We could use that in a slamming the enemy, I guess. I'm curious what's in that chest. I mean, it could be useless junk, but I'm damn curious to find out. Like, is it something I can abuse? Like, just tell me that, game. The game's like, I can't tell you anything. Oh, sweet, a counter move, finally. Someone triggered it again, come on. Yeah, she can swing for days, that's never gonna happen. She's gotten, like, what, 1 kill so far in this series? And she's gonna be gone here at some point. Oh, another counter, sweet. Goodbye, Ivysaur. Yeah, that thing's definitely a knockoff of Ivysaur. I mean, just look at it. I mean, it's not big enough to be a Venusaur knockoff. Though maybe I should have gotten Lucia a band for protecting her from poison. I mean, I could have bought those, but I decided to pick up one for confusion. Aw, man. Now they're both poisoned? Oh, whatever. I could still get through that fight, even if I was taking like 6 points of damage every turn. After all, it's not like the enemies hit that hard. I just have to use up a little healing gum here. But, is it worth it? I'm not so sure. Oh, come on. Like, there we go, another level up. It's like, it's gotta be one right around the corner, right? Okay, hopefully we can dodge better in the forest then. I wish there was a healing spot nearby, but it is what it is. Gosh darn it. No, to avoid enemies. Whew. Thank you, running skills. Ah, darn it. That was coming from the top of the screen. That's always the worst, because they're hardest to see when, you know, you're at such a short distance ahead of you can see. Feels like I'm running into the fog of war, you know, like, what's ahead of me? I don't really know. And it scares me. Well, let's go report back, I guess. Amazing. That's right, me, a mere human, as you might say. You surprise me, certainly. Still don't understand, why do you want to get into the tournament so badly? Blood-crazed opponents hammering each other until one crumbles to the dirt. You won't see violence like that anywhere else, except on the front lines. Could be the end of you, kid. Still, I must enter. If I can display the bravery and strength of a human from so many beastmen, you think your ideas about humans may even come to understand each other. You know, you should have made the noble speech earlier if you wanted to convince us why this is a good idea, because honestly, just wanting to fight, you know, for no apparent reason makes you seem kind of like you're lusting for blood. Man, if I want some bloody commanders, I go play Rome Total War. Oh, you will, huh? Could it be? Yep, a tournament entry pass. Yeah, it belongs to Leoncavallo. You better not lose, okay? Oh, it's heck on, so kid. Couldn't be you right now anyway. Look at you all fired up and all. Oh yeah, you'll see I'll get myself cursed. That's what I'm gonna get for my troubles here. But I think we'll save that for next time, because let's face it, the tournament's going to take a while to get through, and I know it's going to be slapped with some cutscenes at the end of it, so it can wait till later. Plus, I'd like to, you know, try and put on a few more levels if I can. Till next time, then. See ya.